What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk about the top 5 most heavily shorted stocks in the market as of right now. So I want to go over all the things that you need to know, but first make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off with stock number 5, you have Neurogene, ticker is NGNE, sitting at 1830. Over the last 1 year, it is down 39.64%, and then over the last 1 month, relatively flat. If you're curious, this is what they do. So the company profile, biotech, 170 employees based out of New York, but we are here because of this. So the 5th most heavily shorted stock is sitting at 76.65% of the free float being shorted. Works out to be 2.48 million shares. A lot of good information up top here. I'm not necessarily going to go over it in every case, but 82.49 is that short score. So the higher the number, the higher the likelihood of a squeeze happening. And from this purple line right here, shorts have been slowly and steadily increasing their position. It looks like they did have a pretty substantial jump in May, but aside from that, the writing's been on the wall. They've been really doubling down. Through IBKR does indicate roughly 35,000 shares is available to be shorted, but cost to borrow is fairly low, so 0.78%. So again, in previous videos, I go over pre-existing momentum and everything else for squeeze plays. This video is purely just the most heavily shorted stock. So do with all this information what you will. I know a lot of people really like to target these types of stocks as buying opportunities. So again, do whatever floats your boat for that. Moving on to the 4th most heavily shorted stock, that is ticker HSDT, so Helios Medical Technologies, sitting at 36 cents, did go up 16% on Wednesday, so the market's closed today, of course, but over the last 1 year, it is down 97.59. This is what they do. So healthcare equipment, 21 employees, based out of the States, but 85.21% of the free floats being shorted. Works out to be 2.38 million shares overall are being shorted. Short score is 81.76, and then through IBKR does indicate roughly around 20,000 shares is available to be shorted. Cost to borrow is fairly high, so 410.25 is for that, and that's through IBKR. Unfortunately, with today the market being closed, it doesn't actually show the cost to borrow average, but you can kind of see in comparison what I brought up about IBKR, they're somewhat kind of level ground. So it is fair to assume cost to borrow average is significantly higher from that. So when it comes down to it, this is stock number 4. Moving on to stock number 3. Ticker is CYCC, sitting at 34 cents, did go down 3.68% on Wednesday. Over the last 1 year, down 98.59%, and then over the last 1 month, it is just in among that, down 83.42. A lot of good information here as well. So market cap 7.52 million, volume and so forth, but this is what they do. So another biotech. This one is based out of Malaysia though. 12 employees, founded in 1996. 90.77% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 678,000 shares. Short score 76.64, and then through IBKR does indicate 100,000 shares is available to be shorted. And again, looking at the cost to borrow, it's roughly around that 100% range. That's an annual rate, not a daily rate, so just be aware of that. Moving on to stock number 2, you do have ticker TSAT sitting at 1989, went up 5.91% on Wednesday. Over the last 1 year, it is up 155%, so this one has some pretty good momentum behind the scenes. Over the last 1 month, up 18.85% alone, and this is what they do. So as you can kind of see right here, based out of Canada, but right now 97.41% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 515,000 shares. So this is exactly what the market does like to squeeze. Heavily shorted, low float. So again, even though it does have some pretty good pre-existing momentum, you could see it go up significantly higher. One thing I do want to draw your attention to though, shares on loan is 387,000. And as I brought up, 515,000 shares overall are being shorted. So there's more shares being shorted than on loan. So this is a pretty clear indication that there is some sketchiness happening behind the scenes, some naked shorting. So again, something to keep in mind. But through IBKR does indicate 550,000 shares is available to be shorted. Cost to borrow average for them is 3.15%. So again, something to keep in mind. And then last but not least, moving on to stock number 1, ticker is NCNA, sitting at 12 cents over the last 1 year, down 95.87%. Then over the last 1 month though, definitely gaining some good momentum, up 150.05%. This is what they do. So based out of the UK, biotech, 21 employees, founded in 1997. But this is something I wanted to kind of talk on in a little bit more deeper, because it does show 101.23% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 6.06 million shares. So not only do you have more shares again being shorted than on loan, so it's a clear indication that there is some naked shorting happening, but I wanted to just show you one thing, because sometimes Ortex does have the wrong short interest if a company has completed a reverse stock split, for instance, or any forward, reverse, or anything like that. But this is the company's history for splits. They did one April 16th, 2024, a 1-for-25. So nothing recent, nothing to really affect the short interest percentage. So again, do your own due diligence, but for face value, it does show 101.23%. So if you're into squeeze plays, this one might be it. Short score is 71.68%, and then through IBKR does indicate 6.6 million shares is available to be shorted. So as I brought up, something is definitely sketchy going on. Let me know your viewpoint on the stocks. Is there any other squeeze plays or heavily shorted stocks that you feel is worthwhile to bring up? If so, drop some tickers in the description below. Hopefully everyone's having a good day. And then one final thing, pop over to my Patreon. I give buy signals on stocks, options, crypto, many of which have been absolutely on point and bangers. Definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.